This is the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast. Recorded at the Ontario House. The Stone Jug.
Check. All right, yeah, we're good. Captain's Jug of Thoughts. We're back. The doors are slamming. That's the most noise I've heard here tonight. It's very quiet tonight.
It is very quiet tonight. We had a little bit of a storm today.
Yeah, dude, it came down.
It really came down. I mean, luckily it only came down for a while, because if that would have continued,
yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it was pretty steady.
Yeah. I actually just got done shoveling all the sidewalks, and being a giant building on a corner lot,
Yeah.
it's a lot of shoveling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you got the sidewalk. You got to do the sidewalks. They don't have a...
I did the sidewalks. That's what I did today.
Yeah, in Lewiston, in the village, they have like they only do the main streets,
Right?
You know, but they have like the dude who looks like at the driving range who goes around and picks up the golf balls. He's in like the covered Pope mobile.
Oh yeah.
And he looks like the Pope, like the
Yep.
Pope mobile.
Right.
They clean him off there.
Well, we've got a local guy who does concrete, Dave Webb, who is nice enough to a lot of times go around and do a lot of the, especially the quote-unquote downtown area of Youngstown sidewalks.
Yeah. Is that here? Is that considered?
Yeah, we're the heart of downtown.
That's great.
We're like block 1A.
That's funny.
So
This is downtown. It is right on the stoplight.
but he's got a bobcat that he hooks this little thing up to. It's not the actual, I don't know what it is actually, but he goes through and just takes care of all the sidewalks. But this is like something. It started in the middle of the day, and I needed to get it done.
Yeah.
Right before or during happy hour, in case people actually braved the weather today.
Yeah.
And some did.
There's always people who will.
Yeah.
But you don't need them slipping on their way out.
Exactly. So I got it done.
Dude, my buddy's driveway the other day, it was like it snowed super heavily, and I don't know what or how his house was situated. I have no idea, but it was like a solid, freshly Zamboni'd ice rink under the snow.
Yeah.
Like we were sliding, and we're carrying like music gear, like heavy shit, and we keep sliding. But then during like breaks during rehearsal, we're outside smoking and just like sliding around like on the ice because it's fun. Right. You can't not do it. And like we made it so much worse because we smoothed it all out. So like we just made it a death trap for when we were leaving, but it was a blast.
Do you remember the time that you and our friend got pulled over, and you and I had to carry all your music equipment back to his house because I wasn't about to drive because I had a nice buzz going on, even though they asked.
You guys picked me up from my house at probably 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And we were all up. And it was like, let's go back to Pete's house. Or you lived with him at the time.
I did.
I mean, who? And it was like, let's go back, and we'll bring the amp, we'll bring the loop station. These were the early days.
These were the early days, yeah.
The nucleus. This will be in the book, the Friendly Foes book that comes out. It
sure will.
And yeah, we got, detoured by some friends.
Yeah.
And the vehicle was going to stay put. They weren't, no one could come get it. I don't know what the deal was, but it was staying there. And it's not like we were in a sketchy neighborhood or anything, but I think it was cold out.
It was cold and snowing.
Yeah, we didn't want to so I didn't want to leave my shit in his car until the next day or whenever someone came to pick it up, because that's just not good for your gear.
No.
So we loaded it all out and just walked off into the darkness.
I remember
a snowy night.
As soon as the lights went on, I'm like, "Where's the weed? Where's the weed?" He's like, "Center council," and I like grabbed it, and then they supposedly found a bud on the ground or on the floor.
Yeah. And
I remember they kept being like, "Where's the weed, Chris? Where's the weed?" And it was in my pocket. And I was like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
What?
No one smokes weed here.
Sir, it's winter. The weeds don't grow back until spring.
Right. There's no weeds anywhere. I don't know why you guys keep saying that. I'm not really sure what it means.
You have allergies? What's the issue here? But yeah, we had to walk off into the snowy night with carrying guitar stuff.
Yep.
And we traded off on the heavy stuff. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And we got it all back. And then a couple hours later, our other buddy reunites with us and walks.
We got our friend back.
Yeah, we got our friend back, and then our night progressed exactly how it was going to, anyways.
Exactly.
So it was just a expensive detour for him.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, but that was funny. That's one of those stories that reminds me of. I think like Jerry Seinfeld told it in that one documentary about it's like the life of a musician or a performer. Is there's these guys and they're in a band, and their bus breaks down. And they're carrying all their gear through the wilderness, and it's a storm, and it's snowing, and it's a blizzard. They're carrying all their shit, and they haven't eaten or slept in days. And they walk past this little farmhouse, and inside the house is a family, and they're sitting around with the fire eating dinner, and it's all the kids, and it's all peaceful. And they look in the window, and they're like, "How do people live like this?" That's what it is.
I know.
There was probably that same thing. Probably some nice family looking out the window. That two guys walking down the street with guitar amps at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what's going on there?
What the hell's wrong with these guys?
Yeah.
Did they steal that stuff? Should we call the cops?
Right, yeah. Nobody found that suspicious.
I don't know. Well, the cops are probably like, we know who it is.
Yeah.
We just let them go.
Like, we didn't find a butt on the ground, but we found a guitar amp and a loop station.
Yeah.
We know what this is for.
That was well, bad for our buddy, but it was a good night, good memory.
We're all still alive.
Exactly.
What happened since the last time? Did you do the shuffleboard thing?
We did do the shuffleboard thing, and it was an enormous hit.
Yeah, good.
It was just fucking packed in here. Friday night, people were coming in for dinner, and like, we barely even had room to sit them, but we made it happen.
Nice.
And so people kept coming up to me. Can we get a table? Is there anywhere that we can sit in here? So I directed them back here, even though we had some stuff back here too, going on back in the back room. And we had a couple tables, a table of 2, a table of 8, and I think that was it. I mean, we sold more chicken wings that night than I think we've ever sold.
Oh yeah,
because the tournament wings are easy and you can keep going back to them. While you're playing,
you can just have them there. That's like the version of like the. When the guy goes back to his corner in the boxing match and they squirt the water bottle in his mouth.
Right, yeah.
Here, it's like you have your ring guy just putting a chicken wing in your mouth,
right,
dipping it in the blue cheese.
I was actually playing. I was at one end against my buddy Al, and I go, dude, your partner's eating all your wings. He's like, hey, put the wings down, Dave.
You're supposed to share those.
Like, we're playing here.
We're a team.
But we actually sold out of wings, which
wow.
I don't think we've ever done before.
That's good though.
So yeah,
it was pucks?
Good.
Is that what they're called? The pucks?
Weights. They're actually technically called weights. Yeah,
it's a puck. Nobody would know what you're talking about.
No, they wouldn't.
But all right, so the weights.
Right.
That's actually what the band song is about.
Right.
Are they all like sticky and got like hot sauce all over them now?
No. People were pretty good about using wet naps and stuff.
Like the sand clumps up into a blue cheese thing.
I had one puck that did that, and I was like, "Was that wing sauce?"
Yeah, I think
it definitely crossed my mind.
We need to have some laws passed about every basket of chicken wings should come with the wet wipes.
Yeah,
because with the dry ones, you're just ripping them apart.
Totally ripping them apart.
It looks like you have rodents. Like it looks like a rat got into the napkins and just like chewed it all up. It's got to be the wet ones, and it's got to come with blue cheese. We've talked about that before.
Oh yeah,
we're not gonna beat a dead horse there, but come on.
And either celery or carrots. A lot of people, it's celery, but I personally actually prefer carrots.
Oh, carrot. Well, what about a both? You do the both.
Yeah, both is great too.
And then it's great when you order from a place and you can tell it's like that's the end of their celery and carrot stash.
Oh yeah.
Or it's like that's the bottom of that bag before they got the new one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just this little pitiful. It looks like a fucking green toothpick.
Yeah, I've gotten those.
That's good. So who won the thing? Was there a ceremony?
There was not a ceremony.
We got to do the Olympic torch thing, where
But it was Canadian Randy. He comes across the border to play.
Oh shit! International.
Oh yeah, we have international Paralympics here, and Donnie Jeffords.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie?
Otherwise known as Shut the Fuck Up, Donnie.
All right. Dude, so it is like the Big Lebowski. It's like the Canadian Big Lebowski where they're playing shuffleboard instead of bowling.
Yes. Yes. It's exactly the same.
That's great.
Yeah. So.
Over the line!
Oh, God. We were playing one game, and we're still not sure who did it, but somebody spilled a small amount of a beverage in the corner, and it was against Donnie, and he was not letting it go.
Wait, so they spilled it on him?
No, on the board.
On the board, okay.
And, the board is covered with wax. A lot of people think it's sand, but it's actually wax.
Oh, the little pellets?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the very corner, even if you dab it, there's going to be a bare spot, which is going to halt the puck a little.
Yeah.
And Donnie was not letting it go. So there was a lot of shut the fuck up Donnies going on because...
It's interference.
Yeah.
Someone could have, oops, I spilled my drink.
He's like, that should be a forfeit. It's like, I think they were winning the game like 16-7 or something like that. And you played to 21. No, that's over. Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
You're going to win anyways.
Yeah. And of course, they won the whole tournament. I don't even think they lost one game the whole tournament.
Damn.
So, yeah. It's because the whole thing's double elimination, and they made it to the finals with 0 losses, which means you got to beat them twice before they beat you once, and they won that first game, and that was it.
Yeah, man, that had to be exciting.
So
get loud in here, everybody yelling and shit.
Oh yeah, it was a grand old time. And Saturday was super fun too, even though there was I think there was 10 teams all together, which is 20 guys. And 4 teams, I think, were eliminated on Friday night. And
this is a 2-day.
It's always a 2-day event. Yeah. Well, one of the teams were one of our that got eliminated on Friday. Mike and I were talking. We were like, "Fuck, man, it really sucks that those guys got eliminated because those boys drink." Yeah. I mean, they'll put they both live right here. And they'll just walk home.
They'll rack up a tab, yeah.
But they'll have 20 drinks each, easy.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, man, we just lost 40 drinks. And they're the types of guys, too, who like to buy rounds, like they both have, good jobs. They make a legitimate wage, so to speak.
The excitement in the air of the shuffleboard.
So we were disappointed that we lost them, but about halfway through day 2, they both showed up anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they come back,
they are also the defending champs.
They wear when in the Olympics when a team gets eliminated, then you see them watching the game and they're all wearing the matching windbreaker suits. You got to get those. You could tell those motherfuckers got benched. But yeah, I mean, I figured they'd come back, right?
Yeah, they did.
The party's still going.
About that. Yeah,
and now they don't have to stay relatively sober. Is that your phone?
Yeah. These fucking idiots at the fucking bar. They know I'm doing this. And they're fucking texting me.
Really? They're right there?
They're right there.
We can hear them. They could probably just say whatever they need to say.
They're fucking just dum-dums. I love them.
I'm saying day 2, these guys don't have to play anymore. It's over. So they don't have to stay 20 drinks. 20 drinks is their limit if they're playing shuffleboard. They got to throw it straight, relatively straight. So on the second day, they don't have to keep it together. They can go 40 drinks. They can just fucking point that shit at the mountain and just go. Is it anything good?
Phone off.
Anything worthwhile? Oh, phone off. Shit.
Well, they text me 3 times in 1 minute.
Yeah.
They're arguing about what the price of a drink should be on the rocks or without the rocks. If you pour the same amount, it's the same goddamn fucking price. We don't charge for ice, you morons. This is not that difficult.
Yeah,
I cannot stand
the same amount.
I can't stand the constant let's turn this into rocket science.
Yeah.
Or how about we just pour drinks and make everyone happy?
And you're the deciding factor.
Yeah.
Right? So they all have to come to you.
Right.
For the answers.
Yeah.
I get that.
How much did you pour in there? A shot. All right, that's $4. How much did you pour in that one? A shot. All right, that's $4. What's your question?
It's the same amount of liquid. It comes up higher on the glass, and no one's measuring the bottle up to the 16th of an inch.
No.
Hey, where'd all the ice go?
Where'd all the ice go?
We're hemorrhaging money with ice here.
Yeah. We actually are hemorrhaging money with ice right now because both our ice machines are broken.
So you got to go buy bags and shit?
Yeah, but I'm going sometime in the next couple days to buy a new ice machine. So, which sucks in February.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic.
Yeah. And if you saw, I don't know, I took a couple pictures actually. If that big windstorm that we had the other day,
did you, like, damage pictures?
No. Of the river, because the ice boom broke.
Oh.
So the river, especially right in front of us right here, was almost blocked up at the mouth with ice.
No shit.
It's all the way across. Like,
wow.
And I was like, dude, everybody get a bucket.
Yeah, come on. This is a historical place. That's how, after they were fighting at Fort Niagara and they had to come here for their drinks after, they would just, they'd take their musket and just, like, bang off a couple of icebergs.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, so I was like, dude, we could get enough ice for the year right now.
So it was blocked, like you could walk across maybe.
No,
if it blocked up enough.
It was all miniature. I don't know. It was all pieces, you know.
Yeah, you'd have to like that one level in Mario when you're in the sky and you jump on the little piece and then you got to jump off it while it sinks.
Yeah,
and you got to get across.
Yeah, it would be just like that. But I don't know if anyone's that talented.
We need an Italian plumber and his brother.
Or what is that? The guys on the logs.
Oh yeah, yeah. You guys should do that. That's a great tournament too. Running on the logs, crazy fucking Bulgarians or whatever who does that.
Right.
That's so funny. That's what, like, man, people used to get bored, huh?
I guess
they come up with that game. We went to a place in Spain called the Ice Bar, and they have them around the world.
I heard of that place.
They have a few of them around the world. I don't know where else they are. There was one in Barcelona. And it's like, it's on actually it was on the beach, like on the water. So we were walking, and it wasn't like summertime when we were there, but we go up and then everyone's talking about this fucking ice bar. We got to go to this fucking ice bar. And we walk up to this little bar, like this little kind of like roadside little shacky looking thing. And I'm like, okay, this is the infamous ice bar we're supposed to go in. And there's somebody at the entrance outside, not the door, but you know how you get into the patio. And it was like fucking like $40 a person or some shit. And it was like me and 3 people. And then I'm like, okay. And I'm looking at this little shack. I'm like, this place better be fucking awesome.
It better be incredible for $40 a person.
Yeah, their drinks should have $10 bills in them. Like, this doesn't look awesome at all. And we go in, and then you get like a ticket and shit. And then they give you these big, puffy, like P. Diddy circa 2001 jackets, these big shiny fluffy jackets, and you go into like, what is it, a walk-in freezer,
right?
And it's a room, it's a bar, it's like a little nightclub where every piece of furniture, every bench, every wall, the bar itself, everything is ice,
right?
Solid ice, like an ice carving,
yeah.
And it's all shiny and shit. And it was fucking amazing. It looked like Mr. Freeze's lair from Batman.
Sure.
Some shit. Like, he went in there with the freeze gun and sprayed this room we're in right now. He sprayed it. All the tables, everything was solid ice.
Let's do it.
All these lights and shit. It was really cool. But the glasses themselves, like the mugs where you would get your drinks, which were also super expensive. You get your drinks, the glass was ice. Really? It wasn't a frosted glass. The entire thing was ice.
Holy
like, they
cow.
have glass-shaped ice molds, and they make it.
Now, so after holding it, doesn't it start to melt at all?
Well, the whole place is freezing.
Well, I know, but your hand is not.
If you held it for that long, but it's like a solid piece of ice. And,
right.
And the whole place is kept, like, temperature regulated, so it's cold as shit in there. So it's, if you're sitting there holding it, maybe. Right. But, like, then when you get to finish your drink, there's, like a bucket.
Yeah.
Where you just get to slam your glass.
Oh, nice.
And it just shatters and blows up.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, you're just pounding drinks like a Viking, and then you just get to slam them on the ground.
That's fantastic.
It's pretty awesome. And then, like, all these little club chicks came in their little dresses because, like, there's some dudes brought them in, and they had no idea what they were walking into. And they were like,
it's so cold.
This sucks. It's pretty funny. But, yeah, we could do that here. That'd solve the ice problem.
Yeah, it would solve the ice problem without a doubt.
Heat bill goes down. Come in here with a hose, spray it down, turn everything off, open a couple windows, come back the next day, everything's ice.
And we've got it.
Yeah, it's all kitschy.
The smashing of things reminds me of a story when we've talked about how, like, when I was 19, I just drove out to Colorado and lived there for a year. Well, we met these girls out there, and they were actually from Michigan. And they had, one of them's uncle lived out there. That's how they ended up out there. And so these guys were like, we're 19, 20, me and my friends, and these guys are like in their 40s probably. So we go out to these bars all night, and we're getting all fucked up all night. And the one guy is like, yeah, we'll go back to my place. So we go back to his house, and I don't know what the hell we were doing. We were all hammered. And we're sitting around this table, and my buddy finishes his beer first, and he's like, what do you want me to do with the empties? He's like, throw them against that wall. And he's like, no, seriously. And he's like, no, seriously. So he had this brick wall that had a fireplace, but the whole wall was brick. And he's like, I'm not doing it. So the guy stands up, the uncle, takes his beer and whips it against the wall. And it's like, yeah. And we're like, whoa. So all of a sudden, we're all pounding our beers. And we're all like, so all night for the next 3 hours, I was like, dude, those guys are going to want to kill themselves in the morning. Like, yeah, there is like 2 cases of broken glass beer on the floor in that room. Because, like, not all the throws were that great, first of all. And second of all, the glass was just like, I can't believe no one got cut or anything.
Piling up, of course.
It was just like, there was just glass, like, shredding everywhere. But it was super fun.
Oh, my God, yeah. It's, like, cathartic.
Yeah.
It's a release.
It was, oh, man, it was great.
I want some safety goggles or something.
Yeah. I mean, we were a little bit away from the wall, 15 feet.
All
so,
right, yeah.
Not bad, but... Still,
that is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Just you talking about spiking the ice glasses reminded me of that.
It's like slamming a door.
Yeah,
or like when you used to, like in old movies when they'd hang the phone up. Like
yeah,
power, you felt it.
Right,
and now you just boop. It doesn't feel the same.
Anybody under 20 years old probably doesn't even know what that means. I had somebody telling me like. That they were talking to their kid just recently about telephones and stuff, and they were like, "Well, when we were kids, you couldn't just go anywhere with your phone. Like it was attached to the wall." And they're like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "By a cord. Like there was a cord." And they're like, "Good one. Sure, there was." And
yeah, like you charge your phone. Of course. Yeah. Okay.
And he's like, no, but it was constantly attached. Like if you unplugged it, the phone disconnected.
And when you went out in the world, you were just gone.
Yeah, you didn't have a phone to carry around.
Kids were disappearing left and right in the 80s. Like nobody knows what happened to them.
Right? Haven't you ever seen all those old milk cartons?
You're just gone. There's no tracking. There's no nothing. You just disappeared. And they're like, all right, make another one.
Yep. And then your face was on a milk carton, and then that was it.
Yeah.
It was the end of the show.
I remember in the early days of the flip phone, like you could when you could record your own like ringer thing, like you could record a voicemail and set it to be your ringtone. That was a big fucking thing.
Right.
Set it to be your favorite song. This song is gonna say about me, and when people hear this ring, they'll be like, oh shit, there's that dude.
There's that dude.
That song represents him, man. But whatever song you chose, by the second week you were like, I'm never gonna listen to that fucking song again. Right. Because all day just Black Dog by Zeppelin just starts in your pocket, and it's just like a phone call, like the way you in disgust was looking at your phone because it kept going off.
Right.
That's the feeling you get. So now when you hear that song, you get that weird feeling of someone's trying to get it. Yeah, I have to answer this. I gotta
stop calling me.
Yeah,
I know we're friends, but we're getting a lot less close.
You start to hate that fucking song.
Right.
But I remember a friend of ours who was pretty, before passcodes too. You could just, if someone went to take a piss, you just had his phone. And you could just ruin his life.
Yeah.
My one buddy, dude, this kid was a genius. We talked about him like Tim. We bring up Tim all the time.
Yeah.
But we're sitting there at his old house, and it's like there's the living room, and then right off of the living room, there's a door that goes upstairs to like his roommate's bedroom, and they had a dog. But the door stayed closed for whatever reason, heat or something like that. And we're sitting there in the living room watching TV, and the dog's scratching at the door because the dog wants to go upstairs.
Right.
He's like, open the door, let the dog out. I get up, literally not even stand up, like lean over and open the door, and the dog goes up, and then I close the door, and I sit back down, I look at my phone, and it just goes message sent, and does the little bloop, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And he just went in and found the first girl name in the contacts and just called her like a slut or something. And it was like a whole thing I had to calm down. But like, dude, it happened like that, like a fucking ninja.
You're a slut.
Yeah. Forgot who it was.
Son of a bitch.
It was like a friend of ours. So I was like, that was Tim. And she's like, he does that all the time.
He does that all the time.
He set somebody's phone in Spanish, and they couldn't figure out how to get it back because it was in Spanish.
Dude, there's something seriously wrong with my phone.
You can't follow the directions to put it back because you don't know what any of it says.
Because you don't know what it says.
Yeah. That's pretty great.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's like, now they're making the phones bigger, too. Remember when they were trying to make them super, super tiny?
Yeah.
Dude, when they got them, like, super tiny like that, I couldn't even use them because, like, my thumbs are too thick. And, like, I couldn't hit I'd always hit 2 numbers at once. I'm like, I can't even call anyone. These things are useless.
Dude, if it didn't automatically change everything I type, my messages would just be nonsense.
Right.
Because, like, I'm so haphazard about it. I'm not even looking at it. I'm
right.
just kind of getting within the vicinity of it, and I'm like, it'll figure it out. It'll assume what I meant. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it changes the meaning of a thing.
It's like when Andy texted Dano and asked if my dog got his phone.
What?
when me and Dano lived together, whenever Dano texts, he his texts don't make a lot of sense a lot of the time. Like his I don't know. He just they don't make a lot of sense. And so he texted him, hey, like, I was thinking about stopping down there and hang out. What are you guys doing? Hardin didn't answer, like, whatever. So he texted him back, and he's like, texts back, what? Question mark. So he texted him back again, and this is when I had my dog Bailey, remember? And he's like, Dano, did Bailey get your phone again?
Just nonsense.
Oh, it was one of the funniest things I ever fucking heard. So
Bailey, lay down. Think about that. Bailey, lay down. I love you. Okay, lay down. Lay down. No.
I love you too, buddy.
Bailey, no. Bailey, no. Lay down. Like, I just picture you guys silently sitting around a fire.
We were just sitting around the fire dying.
Just echoing through the mountains. It's just Bailey, lay down.
It was awesome.
That's a pretty funny visual.
Believe me, it was really funny.
All right, Captain's Jug of Thoughts. We're gonna go do some stuff.
We'll be back.
This is the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast. Recorded at the Ontario House, the Stone Jug.
Hey, how you doing? If you love the show, Captain's Jug, who doesn't? You can help us. You can help support us. You can help us get the word out there. You can go to patreon.com/captainsjug. That's patreon.com/captainsjug. You can hit the follow button. It's free, and you'll get updates every time we put up a new episode or a video. You'll be the first to know. Just click a follow on the Patreon. If you actually want to become a patron, I guess that's what it's, I don't know how to pronounce it. But, you throw us a couple dollars a month, you get a personalized shout out on the show, and you will get exclusive access to future bonus content. And so when we put out the X-rated episodes that we don't want to, say in public, all the best stuff, the dirty stuff, that'll be behind a paywall. And then if you'll get exclusive access to the bonus content. And also you'll get our eternal love and gratitude. You can also help us by going to the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast page on Facebook. Click the like button, click the share button, share it with your friends. Leave a comment about your favorite episodes, topics you would like us to discuss in the future, or you could just tell us we suck. Any comment, we'll give you a shout out on the show. We'll start the dialogue. We'll have the conversation. That's what they want us to do these days. We're lazy, so be a part of the show and help us grow this thing, Captain's Jug of Thoughts.
This is the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast.
Okay, we're back. We don't know what we're back with. What are we back with?
We're back.
We're back. This is why Letterman has people.
Yeah, right?
They tell him what to say. We need like a guy who juggles, and we need an animal guy.
Yep. A pianist.
A pianist? Yeah, we need We need like a sassy keyboard player to like, every time we tell a joke, he goes like, wow, and like plays a little riff and the band accents us.
Yeah.
All right. It's in the budget. We got to get an 8-piece band, like a late night show.
So we're going to need some sponsorship and we're going to start.
We need some more patrons. Still shout out to our one supporter, Amanda. Well, no, we've had, you said you had people you didn't even know bringing up the show to you.
Yeah, it was great. I've had a small handful of people go, hey, man, I just listened to your podcast for the first time. And I'm like, hey, man, like, thanks.
Yeah, that's cool. The more you do it, the more you get the word out.
That's right. So,
and the more it kind of sneaks up on people. And then they discover it, and then they listen to all the ones we've done before.
Right.
So, yeah, keep spreading the word. Go hit likes and stuff like that, and we'll... I don't know how any of that shit works. So you guys got to do that. Because neither one of us really want to. Because the internet's a dark place. It's a sad place. I really, I'm so curious. Like if you're posting something on Facebook, all political and shit, what do you think that does? Do you think there's people that are going, huh, you know what? He's right. I'm going to change everything about how I believe or think or whatever.
This is the first day of the rest of my life.
Totally changed my mind by that. No, you go in the comments and go, fuck you. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's just a dark place, but it is funny.
Somebody was telling me the other day that they were just, going through their Facebook and they made a comment on something like that. Like, you don't know what you're talking about, so just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
And some guy replied that he didn't even know, and it wasn't from his page or anything, was like, stop trolling my page.
Dude, people...
And he's like, I don't even know who you are. I did not troll your page, weirdo.
People have lost it. They've lost it. Their perception of their own position in the world and what all of this is just whacked. I remember when there was a bear hanging out around.
Oh, I sure do.
Did we talk about the bear?
Yeah, the bear was at my old house.
Yeah, the bear's hanging out. He's looking for you. Because you turn your phone off.
Yeah.
I'll just go over there.
I'm just going to go over there and see what he's doing.
I remember looking at the story for the bear. And in the comment section of the story was some guy like, here comes all of the, I read it on Facebook, in quotes, I read it on Facebook, bear experts.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? What does that do?
We've got a local bear expert here.
Well, apparently this guy thinks he's full of shit.
Well, this guy is not actually a local bear expert either. He just pretends to be.
Maybe that was him who left the comment on the thing, like signed in, made an email address and a password and signed in.
No, this guy doesn't know how to use Facebook.
All right,
trust
good.
me.
It's just so funny. It's like, what do you think that did? I just feel bad for his lonely wife who just is sitting in the other room while he's standing behind a keyboard like, ha, got him.
Got him.
Yeah. The bear hasn't been back, though. Didn't they shoot the bear?
I think the bear might have got hit by a car.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
And then they shot it.
Just for safe measure.
I'm not really actually sure, but that's one of the stories that I heard out of the 10.
My buddy hit a deer, I think on the Parkway one day, and it was like brutal. Like it was a small deer, and like it got stuck in his wheel well. So like
Jesus!
It was like its head was like in a blender. And it was awful. And he's like, dude, it was the worst, but it was still kind of alive. And like the cops came, and the cops like for whatever reason like they needed witnesses to watch them shoot this thing.
Yeah.
So like for paperwork, so they're not out, so people aren't thinking the cops are out shooting deer or whatever. So we had to like watch them shoot this thing in the head. It's just I don't know. There's no jokes there.
No, not really.
It's a sad story.
I have heard of some of the local cops shooting like that, and they miss.
That's funny.
They're 10 feet from it, not even.
Yeah, it's not moving.
No, all pavement.
We at our house we're kind of near the woods at Art Park, and we have big floor to ceiling windows. So in the middle of the day one day, a raccoon comes up to the window. Like I had a picture of him. He had like one hand like leaning on the window looking in.
Wow.
Like he was about to be like, "Are you guys open?" Like,
Right.
I don't know what he thought. Like a Jehovah's Witness.
It's
like,
Rocky Raccoon out here.
Yeah.
Let me in.
He just looked so casual. That's why I think he might have been someone's pet that got out, because he walked up to the window and was looking at us like we were going to let him in.
Right.
But he didn't have rabies. He didn't look all sketchy or anything. And he just kind of ran over to the side. But we got chickens. So I'm trying to keep him away from the chickens.
Sure.
I'm like, dude, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Right.
And I kind of
say that every night.
I played closing time on the PA.
Exactly.
Just to flash the lights.
The other night I played This Is the End by the Doors.
Nice. Yeah, just see if anyone who doesn't leave, they'll just kind of doze off. It's so soothing.
It is.
But so this raccoon, I kind of chase it away and it runs down the street. And like 10 minutes later, I see like 2 cop cars pull up to my neighbor's house.
Oh, jeez.
And she's like, she's an older woman. And like there's cops and the cops come in my backyard. And I'm like, all right, I know what this is about. I go out and I'm like, you guys looking for a raccoon? He goes, yeah. I'm like, it went that way. I'm like, what?
It went that way.
You needed 2 cops? I'm like, he's gone. I don't know. They had a sketch artist. He sketched. It was just, a picture of Rocky Raccoon.
See that big oak tree? I think he might have went that way.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm like, he didn't have a gun or anything. Why do we need 2 fucking cops? All right, whatever. Yeah, he had a bunch of stolen jewelry.
Well, let's keep in mind this is a small town and they don't have very much to do.
It was fun.
And we have like 30 police officers for some reason.
And they're just like, no, we just wanted a picture with it. It was cute. Yeah.
All right.
Wildlife. I remember when we first started doing the show, there was like a couple of times where like both of us on the way here had like some crazy
I remember
interactions with animals.
I had this one time about 15 years ago. This girl, well, I met this girl here. Like, I mean, I didn't like meet her here, like, as in like we, called her and met her here. I like met her here, like
you were introduced to her here.
Yeah, and so we're talking, and she's like, "Do you want to go to Lewiston?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So she's like, "I'll drive." I'm like, "All right." So we get in our car and we're driving, and she's like, "Do you want to smoke one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So we're smoking and we're going up the parkway, and I take a hit, and that's just like, and I see this deer out in the road, like on the side, but like there, and I'm like, "Deer," and she's like, "Hey, what?" And I'm like, "Deer," and she's like, I get what? I don't know, like, and I'm like, "Deer," and this thing comes running right at the car, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" And it runs right into the door.
Oh wow, like the passenger door?
The door that I'm at.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I kind of jumped away from the door, and it was like, thunk. And then like I look in the side mirror, and it hits the ground.
Oh my god.
And then I see it get up and like shake it off, and then I can't really see it anymore, and it's gone,
It's gone, yeah.
So we get out, when we get to Lewiston, we get to the bar, I get out, and there's like a perfectly round dent in the door.
Just a deer face.
She's like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me." I'm like, "I can't believe that just happened."
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, I couldn't get it out.
We were coming back from a gig here one night, and we're going down River Road, and it's late, and it might have been icy or whatever, but like I was in the passenger seat, and so I was a little more intoxicated. I was trying to think of a different way to say it. I was drunk, so I was trying to think of a more poetic way to say it.
Yeah.
Oh, lay shit-faced. So we're driving, and the guy driving's not, thank God, kids.
Right?
And like the music's going, and I'm like singing along with the music, and I'm all into it. And then I look up and I see 2 deer in the road.
Right.
And I'm like, "Deer!" I'm screaming, "Deer! Oh, look out!" I'm so intense, and the dude driving just goes, "I know," and just kind of veers to the side and just totally passes him. And like it was nothing, and I was like, all right, that was a little more dramatic in my head.
Just wanted to make sure we were all right, man.
Yeah. Deer! He's like, "Yeah. The deer, 2 of them.
2 of them.
Nobody out in the road. He just kind of, this the way he just slowly turned the wheel, and we just passed them peacefully. I was like, "That's fucking crazy, man."
We almost died.
Yeah. Also, my old street in Lewiston, down the street, there were 2 German shepherds that lived at this sketchy ass house, and they were just mean fucking dogs. Like you wouldn't want to walk down that way.
Not the pink ass house.
No. Opposite end. No, nothing but peace. Good neighbors, those pinks. So, there was that one night. Maybe that'll be for a bonus episode.
All right.
Jesus Christ. I forgot about
I know what night you're talking about.
Okay, so we're going down the opposite way, and one of these dogs like breaks out of the they had like a fence that was like an old table leaned up against the wall, like that was the fence that was going to keep the dog in. And the same thing came running right at the car and was like barking and just hit the passenger
Oh
seat.
my God.
That's exactly what you said,
right?
But like it hit like boom, and I was like, because I thought it was going to stop. I thought it was just going to chase the car a little bit and bark at it.
Yeah.
But it kept coming and hit the door, and I was like, holy shit. And then like it ran off, and you just hear so just like running, and then boom, and, then, and I'm like, we were both like, what the fuck? Like we just left the house, we weren't ready for this yet. And then he ran back, and I saw the guy come out of the house and wave, and the dog was fine, probably just hopefully knocked some sense into him.
Yeah, hopefully.
We just kept going, and then we went to meet up with our friends, and they're like, are you guys okay? You just had a real startling experience.
Look at a serious interaction with a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that time at the Pink's house, that'll definitely have to be a bonus episode, because that was quite a scene.
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
Yeah, you gotta take care of your friends sometimes.
One of the funniest part about it is when you put him on the phone and he's like, "This is it for the pink guy. I'm sorry, Capper."
It's ridiculous. And I don't even really know this guy.
You didn't even really know him at the time.
He is beloved by my friends, by you guys. Very good friends of mine love this guy, so I took it as a responsibility.
Oh, we've been like the best of friends since 7th grade.
To make sure he didn't get murdered by somebody or murdered by himself.
Yeah, that was the bigger
picked
thing.
Up by a cop, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That was good times. At least he was peaceful and fun.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing worse than the guys who there's people who there's older people I know who've been drinking their whole lives, and I'm sure you see this too. You see it more than me. What am I talking about?
Sure.
It's just as soon as you can see the alcohol hit their bloodstream, and they're like a teenager, like they don't know how to handle it. They get all excited, they get loud, they start crying, they get and it's like, you do this every day.
Yeah.
How are you not good at it yet?
Some people just suck at it.
Yeah.
And, I just want to take videos of these people and then show them when they're sober.
That's what David Hasselhoff's daughters did to him. They filmed him eating that cheeseburger off the bathroom floor. And, it went viral. It was, an early viral video. And, he was so ashamed, he went and got sober. Because they were like, we don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, of course, every fucking hack comedian made the joke about how, Knight Rider, he had the car that drove itself, so he can be a drunk. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Go Kit.
Yeah. So yeah, you got to film some of these people. Put them on the show.
I want to, but at the same time, then I lose business. So I'm torn.
No, you need to keep them going. Have another. You're handling it so well.
You're handling it so well.
You're right.
So we've got some that some of them I need to do it with, though, because they literally chase business away.
Yeah.
Which is really unfortunate and really sucks.
Yeah, there's. And
I feel bad for them, too,
Yeah, because they're a little off, but at a certain point, that ain't my fucking problem.
Right.
And it's like.
We're all adults here.
There's some people that I just.
Supposedly.
I just look past them. I'm like, you're not going to be a person I know.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to be in my life. You're going to feel like you know me.
I know.
So, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Unfortunately, it's part of my job.
I know, you got to deal with these fucking
lunatics.
Yeah. And
you can say it.
With playing music and shit, you kind of have to for a minute, because if you play guitar in the corner of the bar, people feel like you're when a dog shows up to the party and everyone freaks out and starts petting it. Sometimes the dog's like, hey, I'm just trying to chill, all right?
Yeah, all right.
I'm at work right now.
All right.
Touching my head. So you just become a plaything for the party, which is fun. Because when you're playing, you have that barrier. You just watch it. Yep. That's a different perspective on the night. You're behind the bar, so you watch the whole night from beginning to end.
Yep.
And so do we as the musicians. We're there early and we leave late. Yep. So we watch the whole party happen, but you have to interact. We're just over in the corner
right.
watching it it's a silent film.
I know.
And dude, it's so funny. I see fights. I see girlfriends and boyfriends fighting each other.
God, yeah.
And then I see her go over to her friends and cry and talk to them. And then they come back and they get drunk and they make up and they start making out. You watch the whole process happen over the 3 hours they're playing. It's fascinating.
Right. And it's great when they start making out, but other than that, I can't stand it.
Yeah. I remember one time at the old pub, which was the pub in Lewiston, used to be a goddamn... That was a place. That was a special kind of place.
Club pub?
Yeah, club pub. Where it's literally they flipped a switch and you were in a different place in the world.
Yeah,
You're
I know.
on a different planet. It's
Right.
like as soon as
It was.
we had our friends from I think Syracuse, this band came in to play, and they played up in the front, and they played earlier, like, you know, fucking 8 to 10, 7 to 10 or something like that. It wasn't like a late set. So they played, and the place was packed with music fans who wanted to see them, who loved their band, and it was great. They played great. Everybody loved it. It was fucking awesome. And then I told them I'm like, as soon as you guys are done, pack the fuck up. Just grab your gear, start packing it. We'll help you get it out to the van.
Right.
As soon as it's done, the clock starts ticking. Let's go.
Yeah.
And like, dude, literally the last notes were ringing out, and you just saw 10 cabs pull up, and like all these kids came out, the Purple fucking Birds, because they were all from NU, the Purple Eagles. We just call them Purple fucking Birds.
Right.
And the Purple Birds came rolling in, and we were just like, go, it's go time, let's go.
It's
we
go
all
time.
start grabbing road cases and shit and taking them out to the car. And I remember the girl from the band kind of like came out of like the chaos of it, like she just pulled herself out of the crowd,
right,
and like came stumbling out and was like, what the fuck? Like, I told you.
I tried to warn you.
Yeah. It's like like the switch happens, and then the lights change and the music changes, the people change. It's like you're in a different place. But it was
really
fun because I like the guys who own the place, and they made fucking tons of money doing that shit, so that's great. That place was packed all the time. I remember one time we were driving from one place, maybe from here down to a party or something, and we're driving by the pub, and we're like, it'd be funny, let's just roll in there, order one shot, slam it down, and then keep going. It'll be fun. We'll just keep the night going. And in the time it took us to go in there and order our shot and drink it, there was a giant fight between two guys that careened, and it avalanched into us, and my buddy got beer spilt all over him, and there was like broken glass in the girl's hair that we were with, and like I just remember one guy smashing a bottle on another guy's head, but the bottle wasn't breaking, so it was like even worse.
God, that is worse.
Yeah. Like then we just came once again, stumbled out of the wreckage, and we're like, what the fuck just happened? We went in, we were like, this will be fun and cute. We'll go for one thing. And in the 10 minutes we were there, it was just, we almost got killed.
I had a friend that used to actually break bottles over his own head. He would finish a bottle of tequila, and he would just smash it over his own head.
A tequila, yeah.
And, like a bottle of Cuervo. And this one time...
That's a thick bottle.
Yeah.
That's a thick glass. Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
He was a nutbag. This one time, he had done it, I don't know, maybe 3, 4, 5 times at this point. And this one time, like people were enticing him to do it because it almost became like a thing, So he does it this one time, and we're all sitting around, and it's summertime. Everyone's wearing shorts and whatever. So he does it. He's like, boom, smash. It smashes all over the place. All of a sudden, this girl's like, ah! We look over, and she's just got a chunk of glass sticking out of her leg.
Jesus Christ.
And we're like, oh, no. And he is like, he's not hurt at all. She's got like a 1 by 1 inch piece of glass sticking out of her freaking thigh.
Wow. Jesus.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So, we're like, should we pull it out?
Yeah.
Because, sometimes you just kind of want to leave it in there until...
If it still has tequila on it. Yeah, so you figure out something. Just get her off the carpet before you take it out.
Right.
If it has tequila on it, it's sanitary, right?
I think so.
Yeah. There's just like a worm. There's a worm on the glass stuck to her leg.
The worm crawls in.
Yeah. Oh, no. Ew. It's under the skin.
Oh, that can't be good.
Yeah. We were down at a fire one time. I think actually at the fine owners of this establishment's down at the lake on the beach there, and we had a fire going. And have you ever had the white lighter is bad luck, right? Is that an urban legend? Like the whole Richard Gere hamster thing. It's like no one knows where it came from, but everyone knows it.
Right.
But nobody knows if it's really true. The white lighters are bad luck.
Yeah.
So we're down at the fire, and we have we're lighters for whatever reason to light the fire, and my buddy's like, it's fucking bad luck. Get that shit away from me. White lighter is fucking bad luck, and like our other friend whose lighter it was, he was like, no, this is my lighter. You're not getting rid of my lighter. And like he grabbed it and threw it in the fire, and the dude was like, what the fuck? Like, that was my lighter. We're down at the beach, and we're so far away from another lighter. Why would you do that?
Right.
And he's like, it's bad luck, man. Get it out of here. Like hours go by, and the lighter blows up in the fire, and there's like 10 of us sitting around in a circle. So we're all equally able to get hit with a piece of the lighter.
Sure.
And the only dude that got hit was the guy who owned the lighter.
Oh, really?
And then so now the bad luck guy is fucking, he's like, see? What did I say? What did I say? I'm like, dude, mathematically, we all had a 1 in 10 chance of getting hit in the face with a piece of this lighter, and it hit you. So I believe it. They're bad luck.
Isn't it the guy who threw it into the fire's fault, though?
Listen, I want to get in a semantics argument. It's fine. Who threw it in the fire doesn't matter. All right.
If he hadn't thrown it in the lighter, nothing would happen.
Classic liberal. What? I guess you're one of those Facebook bear experts I keep hearing about.
All right.
Yeah, you're right. The whole thing could have been avoided. Oh, superstition.
See?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
See?
Oh, that's fucking
yeah,
great.
it's like, you made that bad luck for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Lord works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, that's certainly true.
We were talking about people who lose their heads. There was another night, like that eye contact. Never make eye contact with somebody when they're beyond that point.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I love the CIA guys, those paranoid guys. Like, I was at a wedding once, and there was one guy who just, like, he was there kind of by himself. He was like a cousin or something, and he got, like, weirdly drunk. And then, like, he was over in the corner, and I was like, this guy's being weird. I'm going to try to mellow him out. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, man, what's up? Like, because I had talked to him earlier, and he was cool and shit, but he got, like, weirdly drunk. And he's like, these motherfuckers are looking at me.
Oh, yeah.
And I look over at the bar, and there's just 3 guys having a conversation. They don't even know we're there.
Right.
Like, they're just talking and laughing like a group of people.
Yeah.
And he's like, motherfuckers, I'll get them.
I'll get them.
Like, he's that like secret agent guy who's like, they're on to me. They're watching me. I need to get rid of them.
What are those people that are so drunk that they're looking right through you?
Yeah. You look at their eyes, and like neither eye is looking at you.
No.
They're both looking at different, like when you try to look at a goat.
They're really looking at you, but they're not looking at you.
There was one time we were watching a guy get tossed out of a bar. And he was like, because he's starting shit with people. He's just hammered. He wants to start a fight, all pent up, probably can't get laid. And and like as they're pulling him out, there's a group of people around, and I see as the bouncer's dragging him out, his head's bouncing around like a bobblehead, and it just kind of lands towards me, and he just makes perfect eye contact with me, and I was like, oh fuck. And he's like, I'm sick of you, motherfucker. This is the first time I've ever seen this guy in my life, and he said, I'm sick of you.
Who, me?
Yeah, what the fuck did I do? I'm sick of you, motherfucker. And then like all my friends around me are like starting to gang up on him, and I'm just like, Jesus, I really started something with eye contact.
Eye contact is bad.
Yeah, so just don't look at him.
I remember when it was the pub. There was when it was Park West before the pub. They had hired this bouncer there. This is the worst move ever. This guy, I mean, not to hire a bouncer, but this particular guy as a bouncer, he was a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
He was like, I remember the owner telling me one time, like, he's like, yeah, we were in New York City this one time, and he got in a fight with this guy, and he was winning the fight, and he got down, and he fucking popped one of his eyeballs out.
Whoa.
And I was like, and you want him working here?
Jesus Christ.
Like, you only want him to throw people out. You don't want him to, like, completely
disfigure people?
Yeah.
Cripple them?
Oh, my God. So this one night, this group of guys who I knew were in there, and the one guy, he was throwing them out, and the one guy punched him in the face and then just started running, and he ran all the way to California.
Wow.
He didn't come back for 15 years.
Wow.
That's how scary this guy was.
Yeah, really. That's some mafia shit. Yeah.
I'm not joking. I just saw him a couple months ago. He's like, I just moved back. It's like, since the night of that fight?
Yeah. I heard that guy finally died. So it's safe now. It's safe for me to come on the East Coast.
Oh, that guy's got to be dead. I'm pretty sure he was a major steroid freak.
Yeah, that's not a guy you want to give any authority to.
No. He was a giant guy, too.
Yeah.
Like, he could have probably popped people's heads off if he wanted to.
There was one night there where they had this reggae band, and they were fucking great. They were from out of town. I don't even know where they were from, but like a legit reggae band.
Yeah.
And they were awesome, and the vibe in this place was so cool. And like we were outside with the guy, big dreadlock dude, and he was super cool and nice and talking about peace and love and hugging everybody. It was just so different than anybody else around here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was just so cool. And then after he went inside, it was left to me, my buddy, and then a guy who worked at the place, who I don't know if he was a cook. I think he was like a cook or something. He was a weird guy who didn't really talk to anybody, which I'm a weird guy who doesn't really talk to anybody. But this guy was something different. Because like I had never really met him, but I had seen him around there. But my buddy I was with knew him. And he's like, oh, hey, this is my friend Sean.
Yeah.
And I put out my hand, and I go like, oh, nice to meet you, man. And he's just like, I don't want to talk to you.
What?
And I'm like, what? He's like, no, I'm sorry. I know you what you did. I was, I see. We're like, both me and my buddy are looking at each other. We're like, what the fuck? I've never had a conversation with this guy.
All right.
And he's had this crazy story about like, you were in here one night and you were all drunk. You were yelling at everybody. You were yelling at the bartender who was a girlfriend of one of my friends who like, I know the girl well. He's like, you were yelling at her. I'm like, what? And we're just looking at each other. He goes on this story. He's like, then you were out in the middle of the street and your sister came to pick you up. I'm like, all right, bro, you got the wrong fucking guy.
Right.
And then none of that ever happened, ever.
Right.
Unless I totally blacked out one night, but my sister would obviously bring that up again.
Yeah.
Like she's not just gonna. Oh, that's so not anything that would ever happen to me in my entire life.
No.
And he's going on. This story gets worse. Like I'm this psychopath, and he's got all these stories. And the funniest part is our friend was just looked at me, looked at him, looked back, and goes, I mean, that sounds really out of character. Because I know Sean pretty well, and that seems really out of character. I'm just like, yeah, but this dude was once again shit-faced to where he's not even looking at you.
Yeah.
I know you did it, you fucking asshole. And I'm like, bro, you got the wrong guy, or you had a crazy dream.
Right.
I guarantee you none of that ever happened.
It was not
and he wasn't
me.
backing down.
Right.
And to where my buddy was like, no, it's all right, man. Shit happens. You get drunk. And he's looking at me, giving me a look like, all right, dude, this guy's nuts. Just agree with him, and let's just get out of here.
Yeah.
And he's looking at me, nodding, and he's going, hey, maybe you got real drunk one night. You don't remember, but it's fine. And I'm like, I thought about it for a second, just going along. And I was like, no, fuck that. No, none of this happened. I would never do any of those things.
Right.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, this guy's nuts. And I ended up just like really... And I'm like, if I don't like somebody, they just don't exist to me. But
yeah.
like, I really told this motherfucker to fuck off.
Right.
And then went to my buddy who owned the bar, another friend of mine, like a friend, a guy we book gigs with him, like we work, business and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is with your guy? He's like, yeah, that dude, it's always problems.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He gets drunk and he says weird shit to people. I'm like, no, this is beyond like saying an off-color remark.
Right.
This motherfucker's got a whole movie in his head where I'm the villain.
Yeah.
I don't like this. Who's he telling this to?
He's got like a series of books about me.
Seriously, he's got Lord of the Rings in his head, and I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. Say goodnight to the bad guy.
Say goodnight to the bad guy.
Yeah, so fuck that guy.
Definitely fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not a listener.
Maybe he is. He's like our hardcore listener. He's like, oh. Well, then come on. Obviously, this guy has got quite the imagination. So come on the show. We need a guy to come up with some crazy stories, even if they're completely false, and ruin the reputation of another guy that you don't know.
Yeah. Makes for good radio, at least.
It does. We got to get that. We got to get the band. We need the sassy keyboard player. I think Howard's got to be done soon, so Robin's looking for something to do. We just need a Robin just to kind of laugh at our jokes.
Right.
And I want her to go, oh, Howard. Even though neither one of us is named Howard, that's going to be in the contract.
Yeah, that'll be in the contract.
If one of us says something funny, she's got to go, oh, Howard. Onward and upward.
Let's do it.
Jug of Thoughts. Please keep listening. Click the like buttons. Share to your friends. Tell everybody. You are our street team.
Oh, let's not forget about the show.
Oh, right. Yeah, the 9th?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the 9th, Friendly Foes. Back here at the 9th, we're going to be doing our jams. We got some little surprises for you.
It's going to be a great show.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
It's going to be a really fun night. Everybody's got to come out and see it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And then...
you're going to see some shit that you don't see.
No, it's definitely original. But to me, it's just so obvious that this is what you do. This is what I do anyways. But then when I take it out of my house, away from just me and my buddies, other people are like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is strange to you. This is normal to us. This is just what we do.
Right.
All right, so that'll be fun. Yeah, Friendly Foes on the 9th. Captain's Jug of Thoughts. We'll see you next time.
All right, good night, everybody.
This is the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast. Recorded at the Ontario House. The Stone Jug.